We are right in the middle of harvest right now. It's a hard time of year to explain to anyone who's not in agriculture just how incredibly busy it is. I am going into my third month without a single day off. Pretty much all day, every day. Sometimes here and there we'll get a half day or whatnot if something happens, but for the most part, all day, every day is spent harvesting something. Right now, it's rice. I am driving my big rice combine pretty much as soon as the dew burns off until the dew comes in at night. I've got a lot of different videos on rice harvest and whatnot, so I don't feel the need to talk about how that all works again. If you want to watch any of those videos on rice harvest, there's links for them right there. You can check the channel and whatnot. No, today I really want to talk about what harvest means and why it's sometimes a little bit hard to maybe get a hold of your farmer friends or get them to come do anything around this time of year. This is kind of spurred on by the fact that mainly on my channel, I really like to partner with people. I really like to showcase their software. I really like to go over like drone stuff. And I really like to go meet up with people and like consolidate, talk, collaborate on all sorts of stuff for drone search and rescue, firefighting, you name it, stuff like that. And I can't do that this time of year. None of us really can. Just in this past like 2-3 weeks or so, I've had friends ask me to come camping with them. I have had friends ask me to come to a regional meetup for search and rescue and whatnot for drones. I've had people request that I, have a chat with them about their software and whatnot. And all these things I really, really, really want to do, but they're just not in the cards this time of year. This is not a 9-to-5 job with weekends and holidays off. This is we have spent the last 9 months getting ready to bring this in. Right now we're in rice. We should finish up almonds either today or tomorrow. And we finished up corn earlier this week. All of those crops, every last bit of those, have just been a money pit for the last several months. And now we're finally starting to get the profits of that. All of this rice right here takes fertilizer, it takes water, it takes pesticides, it takes diesel, it takes man hours. It is all of it. Every last bit of this we spend all year to get to this point. This is the only way we get paid. I don't get paid salary. I don't get paid overtime. I don't get paid for putting in hours on a timesheet. I get paid when we bring in the grain from the fields and we send them off to the mill and it gets marketed. That's the only way we get paid. Same with almond, same with corn, all across the world. Same with, cotton, sugar beets, melons, tomatoes, cucumbers, lettuce, any sort of crop. The only time we get paid is when this comes out of the field and goes to a shelf. What that means is when it comes time to harvest, we need to get the harvest in. There's no waiting around. There's no, oh, well, we can get to it next month. There's no, oh, we can put this off for next week. No, when the harvest is ready, we need to go. My dad always says, nothing good happens when a crop is ready to harvest. And that is so, so very true because we have rain on the way. And we're in the late throes, the death throes of September right now. If we don't get this in, if it starts raining on this, you're going to get mold, you're going to get disease, you're going to get fungus, you're going to get cracked grains. When these get swollen up with water, they start to crack. Almond hulls, when they start getting wet, they start to rot. Corn, when it starts getting wet and windy, it blows over and it becomes a nightmare to harvest. And that's if your grain quality doesn't go down. So once harvest starts, it needs to keep going. There's no, we'll sit, we'll wait, we'll get to it when we can. It has to be done now. And when you have hundreds of acres, thousands of acres sometimes, That takes a very, very long time. It means missed camping trips with your friends. It means missed soccer games with your kids. It means missed regional meetups for drone search and rescue. It means putting all of the projects I'd really love to be doing on hold, because this is how I make a living right now. And not to get too deep into the weeds of, oh, poor YouTuber boy and whatnot, YouTube has really started slowing down a lot of views for long form content, which is where most of the money is made. And as a small YouTuber who's trying to bring on a partner and help pay her and whatnot, it's definitely not enough at this point. And I'm not trying to, make it sound like, oh, give me money. I don't need money. Look at this. I have plenty of farm out here to take care of. But that means that sometimes you have to put things on the back burner to take care of what helps you make a living. What that all really means is, if it seems like a lot of my videos might be a little rushed, might be a little choppy this time of year, it's because they are. I will fully admit it. Many of my videos over the last several days, several weeks or whatnot, have all been filmed and edited in one day, including the video I just put out for, my Nova partners and whatnot. That was put out in one day. In between jobs, usually, I'm talking getting home, figuring out I'll eat lunch on the go. I need to go record this and get it out. And that means getting home late nights and spending that time editing instead of, hanging out with the family. 2 nights ago, I hopped off this harvester and I went into town and ended up teaching a drone search and rescue class until 9 p.m. Got home, shoved food down my gullet, and pretty much went straight to bed. Most days, most nights, I'm off around like 7 p.m. or so. That doesn't leave much time for family stuff, doesn't leave much time for just relaxing, and it doesn't leave much time for editing. And you might be asking, hey, well, what about your partner, Julia? She has 3 different videos on her desk right now, and she has her own life to live, because it's not like, this whole YouTube thing and, pay for her to be editing full time. So she has to live her own life and whatnot at the moment. She's simply just helping me out and I'm helping her out with stuff. It's kind of the deal we've got struck. So we're just kind of making it work. And I'm not sitting here trying to garner any sort of sympathy or anything. I'm not sitting here trying to be like, oh, poor YouTuber boy, he's got to work so hard. Some of us actually have hard jobs and whatnot. I'm not trying to discount anyone's life. I'm not trying to discount anyone's way of making a living or whatnot. And again, I'm not trying to ask for sympathy. I'm just trying to kind of help explain to the friends, the family, the colleagues, that they sometimes find it hard to understand exactly why I can't just take a couple hours off, why I can't just take a couple days off. We just started rice harvest. I think we've got probably 10% maybe of our total rice crop in. So I'm looking at another 2-3 weeks of all day, every day out here in these fields, not leaving that tractor cab. Once I finish harvest, then we got to work on all the ground stuff. I have so much more work to do on the almonds, so much work to do on all of this. We have to go chop all of this rice straw. We have to chop all of our corn straw. I've got so much more fertilizer and stuff to put on our almonds. And all those bills are going to come due while we're still waiting for all this to sell. So it's a very, very stressful time of year. I always joke about how farming's the biggest casino in the world, because we place all these bets on all of this grain and we don't know if we're even going to win until the very end of the year. It is what it is. It's what I'm born into. I love doing it. It's exhausting, it's stressful, it's frustrating sometimes, but there's nothing quite like it. I love it. But also, man, around this time of year, give your friends and family in agriculture a little bit of slack if they might, aren't able to make some certain things, if they're not able to even commit to certain things until like hours or a day beforehand. I have no idea what my schedule looks like for the next month or so. And I already know come November, December, I've got a bunch of business trips planned. So as you can see, this is the top of the harvester, and I've got a whole lot of rice left to harvest. And all of this needs to get in before the big rains start, because once it starts to get muddy out here, all of our equipment is going to get miserable and the grades start to go down. Think about what happens when you leave rice in water. It turns all soggy. Same thing out here. The grain's dry, You don't want it to get wet. Stuff starts to go wrong with it. So this time of year is very much a time crunch. It's very much we got to get going. We got to go fast. We can't take days off. Long days, long hours, long weeks, long months spent bringing in this crop. There's nothing else like it in the world. We aren't selling services. We aren't even selling products, really. We're not working a 9 to 5 and collecting a paycheck every 2 weeks. We're not getting salary. There's no overtime. Everything we do is out here to just bring this grain in from the field and send it off to a mill so it can be processed and turned into edible food. And we only make money, we only make a living if we're able to get out here and bring all of this in. This is the only way we get paid. So when you're looking at this right here and you're realizing this is what's going to pay for your kids' blueberry bills, this is what's going to pay for your fuel, this is basically subsidizes your drone YouTube channel, you got to come out here, you got to spend the time putting in the effort. So if you are a farmer, you're in agriculture, and you have a hard time explaining all of this to your friends and family who don't quite understand how hard agriculture can be this time of year, how stressful it is, and why it's so important for us to miss soccer games, miss family functions, not be able to commit to even going anywhere or doing anything until hours or a day at most before, or just being able to flat out say, no, I can't leave. Share this video with them. Hopefully I can kind of help be a little bit of a voice and whatnot as to how important and how stressful this time of year is. And if you're not in agriculture and you have any questions and whatnot, feel free and leave them in the comments. I'm happy to answer them if no one else is. But yeah, I think that kind of sums it up for this video. I have to put a bunch of def and everything in this harvester now. I need to go get some fuel, but I just wanted to spend a couple minutes this morning before we get started, just kind of having a heart-to-heart with you, the audience, which is honestly right now a tiny little DJI Neo drone. So that way I can, at the end of the day, still link this video of me ranting about farming back to drones somehow. So thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.